Baby girl, here's what's happening when a man is telling you that you're one of the strongest women that he knows, or that you're emotionally strong, or not even emotionally strong, that you're a strong woman. What he's doing is actually indicating some energetic dynamics at play in the relationship where he is stepping back from his role as provider, protector, as a man who leads because you are leading with emotional labor. You are operating energetically in a way that signals to him to step back. And what needs to happen for this to shift is for you to lay down the armor and to stop carrying the emotional burden of the relationship. Stop over functioning. And by that I mean planning, initiating contact all the time, um, organizing things, asking him to, like begging him to to step up, to respond, to text, to plan experiences for you both. Because until you step out of the energy and the frequency of the overfunctioner, the one who does it all, the one who saves the day, the one who needs no help, the one who, who will make shit happen. Yes, baby, we have been trained by mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers over time to be strong, to be the ones that had to carry that burden. But the time now has come for us as women to reclaim and reconnect and surrender back into the truth of who we are as feminine women. You can still be a breadwinner, you can still have ambitions, you can still fulfill your potential and your goals. But when it comes to the arena of the heart and connecting with men, we need to unlearn a lot of the things we observed as patterns in our families of origin. We need to really dissect and unpack some of the assumptions and the beliefs that we are holding about what men are capable of. I'll give you an example. For me, what's come up recently in my own journey this 9 months is that I didn't have any male role models, any father role models. So this is why the father wounding module and the work that I do one-to-one. So the father wound module in the Maiden to the Queen, and the one-to-one work I do with women who are dealing with moving away from the identity of the the strong one, the one who makes it happen, the type A personality, the lady who always attracts men who don't really step up in her intimate partnerships. And again, there's a paradox here for me because I've experienced men who have been provider, protector energies in my life. I know what that's like, not from my own father figure, but from men who have pursued, protected, provided, been generous, and looked after me and helped me to really surrender into my feminine, flown me on trips, bought me beautiful things, supported me financially, supported my goals, were emotionally listening, and none of them were my intimate partners. So that was something for me to look at. It's not that I can't attract and be that woman who is magnetic to or to inspire that kind of treatment from the masculine. Why then, in my own intimate partnerships, was I not able to to receive or recreate or attract that kind of dynamic. And it came really down to my beliefs, assumptions, my nervous system wiring in what I saw growing up and what I believed to be true about men based on what I saw in my own father. And my own father was absent. He definitely wasn't a provider. He was emotionally absent completely. Never. There was no connection. He didn't guide. There was no guidance in any way about how to be a woman, how a man should look after a woman. There was literally no teachings and no modelling. This was a man who was firmly, living his own path, in a grip of his own addictions and issues. And, a man who probably had a lot of his own wounding, and this is an ancestral thing as well. This is why I say this is on a multiple levels that we're women who are coming to me are not just women who want to know how to date. I'm not a dating coach. I'm not here as a sacred union coach. What I'm here as is a woman who can see deeply and has done deep work herself to meet her own consciousness and her own shadows, and understands how to work with the unconscious on a very, very deep level. I am a shadow queen. I am the queen of alchemy and transformation and identity and power, and infusing power and empowering others to step into their own power. I help women who know that they are on a trajectory to creating lives that are different from the ones they've grown up in, and they want different for themselves financially, they want different for themselves creatively, they want different for themselves romantically. And so the point really is, only on the level of overfunctioning, this is a pattern that runs deep. And this pattern has played out for me it's burnt me out in my career path. When I was a teacher, what I thought was pure passion and desire to be the best and to work was also sort of weaved in robes of the shadow side of not being good enough and wanting to be perfect, and always being the one to be seen to work the hardest, to do the best, to get the best results. And yes, it made me a master of my craft, but at what cost? The cost of my own physical health, the cost of every connection, balance, joy outside of out of the career, which is why I ended up leaving and walking away from a career that I loved, because it couldn't work anymore in that way. So overfunctioning doesn't just show up in your romantic situations, which then creates a dynamic where your man doesn't step up, or you attract men who don't step up. And the thing is, girl, when you shift your energetic patterning, they shift. So it's not something that's unfixable as well. If you are with someone that you love or that you want to recreate balance and harmony with, or if you're single and you want to learn and unlearn and step into the new with this new understanding. So what we're doing here is really talking about how do we heal this pattern, and how do we heal it so that that one thing resolves multiple areas of your life. So one of the videos that I'm going to create next, and I'm going to wrap this up, is I touched on it a few weeks ago, talking about the impact of avoidant attachment on your money and how that is impacting how you how you generate money, how you receive money, how you hold money, how you create money. So yeah, just to wrap up then, today we were looking at overfunctioning on a very basic level, and how that dynamic creates a situation where men won't step up. And if he is the one telling you, oh, you're so strong, oh, I love how you're so strong, and he's not stepping up in any way, it's not a red flag, but it is a point of awareness. It's shining the light of consciousness. It's something where you need to say, the mirror is mirroring something to me here that I get to change, that I get to have the power to change.